position in office to bring these voices so you all don't forget why there are encampments, why there are movements in dissent around this country.
For more on this, let's welcome in Indiana Congresswoman Erin Houchin. Good morning to you, Congresswoman.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
So I know you went to GW for your master's. What do you make of what we're seeing on campus there now?
You know, it's terrible to see at my alma mater that this is happening. I also have an intern that's a current student at GW and, having trouble even getting to class. It has been remarkable that no action has been taken by DC to, even upon request of GW, to help out, to clear these encampments until the Oversight Committee visits campus, sees it for themselves, and then finally calls them before a hearing. Remarkably, they finally took action, but it shouldn't take that. It shouldn't take us, the Congress, calling the mayor of DC in for a hearing to get them to do the right thing. But unfortunately, that's what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, and by the way, Muriel Bowser didn't have to, she could have gone to the hearing yesterday and let DC police clear that encampment. We're talking about college students and compensated outside agitators, okay? But she used that as an excuse not to appear yesterday. We'll see what she does. And I don't think anybody would have a problem if the chant was free, free Palestine from Hamas. But they seem to be forgetting the Hamas component of all of this. Yesterday, President Biden vowed to halt weapons shipments to Israel if the IDF launches a full-scale invasion of Rafah. Take a listen.
I made it clear that if they go into Rafah, they haven't gone into Rafah yet. If they go into Rafah, I'm not supplying the weapons that have been used historically to deal with Rafah, to deal with the cities, to deal with that problem. We're going to continue to make sure Israel is secure in terms of Iron Dome and their ability to respond to attacks like came out of the Middle East recently. But it's just wrong. We're not going to supply the weapons and the artillery shells used that have been used.
Artillery shells as well.
Yeah, artillery shells.
Okay, I'm wondering, what message does that send to Israel and maybe more importantly, the rest of the world as well?
And to 80% of Americans who support Israel. I mean, this has been a real eye-opening experience to watch this president not stand with our ally Israel for the first time in our history. It's terrifying. It's terrifying for the Israelis. Congress passed aid to Israel without any conditions. And it's absolutely ridiculous that this president is going to try to stand in the way of delivering aid to our greatest ally, the only democracy in the Middle East. We have to take action in Congress, and we will, to hold this president accountable. But this is Joe Biden's America, not supporting our allies in Israel, having a wide open southern border, Americans suffering every day from inflation. This is why we need to elect Donald Trump president to get our country back in November.
So he seems to want it both ways here. He wants to condemn Hamas, but then make it impossible for Israel to get rid of Hamas at the same time by not giving them the weapons that they need to get rid of Hamas. How much of this has to do with Biden needing to win Michigan in November?
Oh, I think it has a tremendous amount to do with the election. I think all of their actions, I mean, just look at student loan bailouts. That's targeted at getting the youth vote, and everything they do is calculated to get more votes. The wide open southern border, letting, 6.7 million illegals in and then wanting to count them in the census. All of this is designed at them getting votes in Congress and for the presidency to try to retain their power. But the American people shouldn't and won't stand for it this November. This is the most critical election that we've ever had. We have to take our country back at the polls this November.